What Lonzo thinks is a wide-ranging, free-flowing discussion where I offer up my unsolicited views on everything from music, movies, politics, sports, religion, pop culture, you name it. If it's happening, I'm talking about it. My thoughts are unsolicited, nobody cares, and I don't care if nobody cares because I care. All right, and I am back. It was a brief hiatus, and now I'm back in the saddle again. All right, thanks for joining me, and I want to talk today about Morris Day. Now, who the hell is Morris Day? Everybody knows who Morris Day is, right? Well, if you're old like me, I guess you know who Morris Day is. But I guess if you're young, you don't know who Morris Day is. You probably don't care who Morris Day is. Hell, I don't think Morris Day even cares who Morris Day is at this point. Anyways, the conundrum of Morris Day. So what I'm going to do is this is not really going to be a review of Morris's music or anything like that. I'm going to talk about Morris Day, the person, the artist, the singer, the actor, you name it, and my difficult relationship with Morris Day. So, what the hell am I talking about? What is the conundrum of Morris Day? All right. Now, first of all, let's get a little history out of the way. Okay, Morris, as most people probably know who he is, know that he was the lead singer of the group The Time, and that he was close friends with Prince. Now, Time was a protege group of Prince, and Morris, he actually grew up with Prince. Well, maybe not grew up with Prince, but he knew Prince in high school back in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Morris is originally from Springfield, Illinois, so obviously his family migrated to the Minneapolis area to the point where Prince and Morris attended the same school and wound up in the same band together. And that band, as everyone who probably knows Prince's history, was a band called Grand Central. All right, now Prince was the leader of the group, of course, and Morris was in the band. He played the drums. That's right. A lot of folks don't know that Morris Day is a drummer, and a very good one, in fact. So obviously he and Prince developed a close friendship relationship, and as Prince grew and got his record deal, became a star, he brought Morris along, of course, and he enlisted Morris to lead his funk group, The Time. Now, first of all, when Prince was putting The Time together, he auditioned a lot of different singers for the lead role, and of course Morris was going to be the drummer for The Time. And they had actually reached a deal with Alexander O'Neal. If you don't know who Alexander O'Neal is, you might want to check him out. He had a couple of hit songs back during the, I guess, mid to late 80s. So he had a pretty successful solo career. But Alexander O'Neal was actually brought in as the lead singer of The Time, but they actually had a dispute as far as, I guess, his compensation with Prince. So he decided to forego the opportunity to be the lead singer of The Time. So Prince enlisted Morris to be the lead singer. Now, Morris didn't want to be the lead singer because he was a drummer, and first of all, he felt like he couldn't sing, and also he felt like he didn't have the persona, the magnetism, that he didn't have the goods to lead a band. Well, Prince thought otherwise and helped Morris come up with an image that we all know nowadays, and the image that Morris has never let go of, the suave, smooth, debonair, pimp type leader of The Time. And that is what brings me to the conundrum of Morris Day. Now, my conundrum with Morris is that I think Morris had the opportunity to be more than what he actually became. Now, that being said, Morris did a lot. He was very successful. I mean, very successful musically. He had some success in television and, of course, in movies and everything. But I felt like it was a missed opportunity for Morris Day because I feel, and this is me personally speaking, as someone who obviously has followed the Minneapolis artists, of course, a huge fan of Prince, and honestly, anyone in Prince's, stratosphere or in his circle, I'm just as much in tune to them as well. I feel that Morris Day missed out on a great opportunity because he failed to evolve as an artist, as a celebrity figure, as someone who's in the mainstream. I feel that he failed to capitalize on on the opportunities that he had to potentially be more of an icon than he actually is. So I'm talking a lot. So what the hell am I talking about? What do I mean by all this? Okay, let me start from the fucking beginning. All right, so Morris is enlisted into the time. They record their first album. Well, actually, Prince records their first album, and then they bring the band in. They just basically just repeat the songs that Prince have already sang and everything. So the first album had six tracks, and it was a huge R&B hit. Of course, they had the hit song "Get It Up," uh, the song "Cool," which was just a tremendous hit. And this is back in the early '80s, and also he had a nice ballad on that album called "Girl." And this actually, gave the time the notoriety to to grow as a group and come away with their own following. And it is legend as well that the time and Prince had a rivalry. Of course, they would tour together, and they would Prince and the Revolution versus the Time, and who would put on the best show, things of that nature. So it was very good nature between everyone, and and um, and the group did well under Prince's tutelage. Their second album, What Time Is It, was just as good as the first album. Had a couple of nice hits, 777, 93, 11, a song with just a tremendous bass line, and also Gigolos Get Lonely Too and The Walk. So that was a R&B hit as well. It wasn't a pop hit, but it was an R&B hit, and they had a firm following in the R&B community. And then came Purple Rain. And of course, with Purple Rain came their third album, Ice Cream Castle, and which had the hit songs The Bird and, of course, Jungle Love, which is probably the time's most famous, most well-known song. And around this time is when Morris really came into his own as a personality in mainstream pop culture. Uh, Morris's performance in Purple Rain as himself, of course, Morris Day, the leader of the time, which was the rival band, of course, in Purple Rain, was you know a great introduction in film to the character, into the artist, into the personality of Morris Day. He actually stole every scene that he was in Purple Rain. He was one of the best things, acting wise or character wise, of Purple Rain. He basically dominated the screen whenever he was on it, especially um, early on in the film. Some folks may remember the scene at the warehouse where the girls are dancing, and he basically kind of like disses them and chides them into giving a better performance. That was one of my favorite scenes from Purple Rain, and uh, it's a scene, one of the scenes that he's most noted for. Uh, and this is kind of where I think Morris started to come off the tracks a little bit. Obviously, he started feeling himself a little bit too much, and also there was a dispute with Prince in regards to financial compensation, things of that nature. And Morris felt like he wanted to strike out on his own, and Purple Rain opened up a lot of doors for him as far as movie opportunities, and obviously the ability to get his own record deal and kind of move away from Prince, and obviously the fact that they had disputes over money. Plus, there was a dispute where Prince, who was very controlling, actually fired Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, the famous Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, from the time for missing a show where they got snowed in Atlanta because they were producing the SOS band, and missed the show, I think in Texas, I think in Houston, Texas, and Prince fired them. For one, because he forbade them to work with other artists to produce outside artists, so they actually on their day off were in Atlanta working with the SOS band and didn't tell Prince about it, and then get snowed in Atlanta in a freak snowstorm. So Prince replaced Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and also I think Monty Moore. He replaced them, and the people that he replaced them with really did not meet with Morris's approval. So a lot of things happened between them to kind of break them apart. Now, Now, my conundrum once again when it comes to Morris is the fact that I feel that he has held on to his persona a little bit too long, way too long, and the fact that it is worn thin. Now he's become a caricature, and in some ways a tragic caricature of himself. Now, what do you mean? What I mean by tragic? Okay, let me explain. All right. Once Morris left and set out on his own, he did have some success. He released the album "The Color of Success," which had a huge R&B hit called "Oak Tree." Everyone remembers the Oak Tree song, "Oak Tree Dance," and Morris obviously continues his persona as the smooth, debonair, pimp type character. That's the best way I can describe it. Just a smooth, debonair, suave, fast talking, smooth talking, womanizing type of a individual. And he never evolved. He just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. Every album had the same type of feel to it. Every song had the same type of feel to it. He showed no diversity in his music. He showed no diversity in his persona or the ability to do more than one thing. Some folks might call that a one-trick pony. That is what Morris Day became. Now let me get a little bit deeper here. Now, I live in Atlanta now, but I used to live in Macon, Georgia, which is in Middle Georgia, probably about an hour outside of Atlanta, small town. And every year there is a festival in the spring called the Macon Cherry Blossom Festival. It's a huge deal, for a small town. Everybody comes out. You got DJs and food, and they shut the whole downtown area down. You got vendors and rides and all this kind of shit, a fair, and on the last night of the Cherry Blossom Festival, it's a big street party and a concert. Okay, so this was a few years ago. I forget exactly when it was. It was in the mid 2000s, early 2000s. Morris Day and the Time were the headliner for the Macon Cherry Blossom Festival. And of course, I've seen the Time live many times before, so I knew the act and everything. But obviously, Morris Day and the Time, if they're in town, I'm going to check them out. So I'm at the Macon Cherry Blossom Festival, and of course, Morris Day and the Time. By this time, he had to call the group Morris Day and the Time because Prince would not let him use the band name The Time, so he changed it to Morris Day and the Time. Anyways, long story short, I know I'm going a long way around this damn story. Point of it is that now, once again, I've been around for a long time. I've seen thousands of concerts. I've seen thousands of performers, major performers that I admire, things of that nature. I think this Macon Cherry Blossom Festival performance by the Time was the saddest moment ever for me at a musical event. I felt so sad and so bad for Morris Day because he did not want to be there. It was not a bad performance. It was a lazy, lackluster performance, and then you could just tell he did not want to be there at all. And as I'm standing there in the crowd watching this performance, obviously everybody else is, because Morris, he's gonna do his thing. He's gonna be the smooth showman. He's gonna do his thing. But you could just tell. I've seen enough musical performances live to know when someone's not engaged. Morris was not engaged. And as I'm standing there in the crowd looking at this dude and thinking about it, I'm like, this is what he's relegated himself to. And I'm thinking to myself, Morris is probably thinking, I'm at the Macon Cherry Blossom Festival, the damn Macon, Georgia Cherry Blossom Festival. I'm Morris Day of the Time, the guy who co-starred in Purple Rain. Prince is one of Prince's closest friends. I've been on tour. I've played arenas and 30,000 seat venues, and here I am at the Macon Cherry Blossom Festival doing the same shit I was doing 15 years earlier or 20 years earlier whenever it was. Yeah, 20 some odd years earlier. I'm doing the same shit in front of these hillbillies out here in Macon, Georgia. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's what he's thinking because that's the vibe that I got. He did not want to fucking be there, and I felt bad for the audience, and I felt bad for him because when you've been at the mountaintop, which in a way he was, and then you find yourself at the bottom of the mountain looking up again, back basically kind of back to where you started from, playing small venues and everything, and in front of sparse crowds, or it's just it was just something about that was just so off-putting. And after this Macon Cherry Blossom performance, I had the opportunity to see Morris a few other times in other places. I saw him in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I think I saw him in San Antonio, Texas. I saw him in some other places or whatever, over the years, doing the same tired shit, with the same tired. Somebody bring me a mirror, doing the exact same shit, no evolution whatsoever. And obviously, people are eating it up because he's been typecast as what he is. And of course, the crowds that come out and see this, that's what they want to see. That's all they want to see from Morris, I guess. So he's giving the people what they want. But it's old and it's tired. Nobody cares anymore. I guess, from a nostalgia standpoint, Morris, do something different. That's the way I always looked at it when I would see Morris perform later on. And every time he looked just as listless as he did in that Macon Cherry Blossom performance. And like I said, it's sad. It's sad to see, but he's not the only artist who's had success on the mainstream to find himself or herself relegated to playing smaller venues in front of crowds of people who don't give a damn about their history or discography. Another example, I saw a video once on YouTube of Brandy performing at a fucking mall, on stage at a mall. I mean, the multi-million platinum selling artist Brandy is playing a fucking mall. I know you gotta eat, and there's never any shame in feeding your family and making a living, an honest living. Nothing wrong with it at all. So I'm not trying to job shame Morris Day or anything like that, because hell, he's had a whole lot more success than me, and so, but that's neither here nor there. So it's just, I guess you always want to see, I'm not saying he's one of my musical heroes or anything, but you always want to see, artists that you were fond of grow old gracefully. And now if you see Morris nowadays, he's basically just banking on and cashing in on his relationship with Prince. Every time you see him now on television or whatever, it's always an interview about Prince. It's never, hey, Morris, what's up next for you, or tell us about your next project, things of that nature. Of course, that's part of the conversation, but all people really want to know about is his relationship with Prince. That's it. And when Prince died, of course, he took full advantage of that. He released a song called "Over That Rainbow," and it was a cash grab, that no one fell for. He wrote a book, and of course, and I think the title of the book had Prince in the title. I forget the name of it, A Princely Life and Funk or whatever. Obviously, he spends all his time in interviews and everything just talking about his relationship with Prince. And to have lived your life, in the public eye, and seen the heights that you've seen, and that's all that you have to hold on to, to keep yourself relevant. Damn, Morris, what the fuck happened, man? Holla at me. What is it that the people that were handling you, your management, your agents, so on and so forth, did anyone try to ever come to you and say, hey, Morris, you might want to, put that whole persona to sleep, and show the world a different side of yourself. Show that you have some range as a musical artist, or as an actor. Show us something different, because once again, if you listen to all of Morris's solo albums and everything, it's the exact same persona. That's what we know him as. And me personally, it was cool the first 100 times I saw him doing that. The first 100 times, he said, somebody bring me a mirror, or ain't nobody bad like me, or whatever. But after a while, shit gets old. And I think he saw that when he went to Hollywood and tried to establish himself a movie career. And the projects that he was in, a lot of the projects that he was attached to either fell through or didn't get picked up for television series. The pilots and everything that he did didn't get picked up. And I kind of see why. because once again, you're a one-trick pony. You show no range, and no matter how cute and cuddly you were, from Purple Rain and early on in your career, after a while, your audience grows, your audience matures. So the stuff that you were doing back then is no longer as appealing because we have matured as an audience, but you have yet to mature with us and to evolve your act into something that we can grow with. Now, Prince, in that same vein, when Prince started out, of course, he was the teen phenom. Then he was the dirty mind with the draws and sex all the time and all nasty and shit. And then he evolved into Purple Rain. Then he came back with Around the World in a Day, which was eclectic, a different side of him. And then he went to Parade, which was a different side of him. The Sign of the Times. Prince evolved as an artist. It was never the same shit over and over and over again. And that's how you endure as an artist, I believe. You got to grow with your audience and allow your audience to grow with you. Because me, I grew with Prince. As Prince evolved, I evolved right along with him. And I stayed in lockstep with his music and with his product because it continually appealed to me as I matured into a vibrant adult. That vibrant music came along with me. So if Prince would have kept, he would have kept, he would have did, Dirty Mind Part 5. After a while, I would have outgrown Prince, but he knew better. And a lot of artists, the artists who don't really survive in the mainstream, are the ones who don't have long careers, are the ones who don't evolve. Those are the ones that generally fall to the wayside. And I feel that is what happened with Morris Day. So, but this is not me trashing Morris Day, just me being honest on my opinion of Morris Day. But I still got love for, his music. Got love for the product that he did give us. I just wish that he would have opened himself up to evolve and to give us more. Like I said, Fishnet, great song. I love Fishnet. Still listen to Fishnet to this day. There's a ballad from his first album, From Color of Success, a song called Don't Wait For Me, which is a beautiful ballad. Love that song. I listen to it all the time to this day. There's a song from the Fishnet album. I think the album was entitled Daydreaming, called A Man's Pride. It's a ballad that I listen to a lot. So Morris, he does have indelible music, but like I said, it's just, I got to be in that mindset, though, to listen to a lot of his stuff. I got to be in that mindset to listen to Oak Tree. I really do, because it's a stupid song. So like I can take him in small doses, so to speak. Am I rambling here? I might be rambling, but I'm just kind of spitballing all the things that confuse me when it comes to Sir Morris Day of Morris Day and the time. So what do you think? Am I off base? Am I hating? Am I not giving Morris Day a fair shake? Or do you agree with me that he failed to evolve as an artist? And do you feel as sorry for him as I did? Or have you seen Morris perform live and could see the listlessness in his performance and the fact that this is a guy who's done this a billion times, just so sick of doing it, but he knows that's what he has to do to feed the family. Or is it just me reading too much into what I see? So comment below and let me know what you think about Morris Day and what do you think about his music? Do you think that he cashed in? Do you think that he's trying to cash in on his affiliation with Prince? Do you feel that he should not have done that, or he shouldn't be doing that? It's just what did you think about Morris Day, his career, and do you think that he could have given us a whole lot more than he gave us? So I need you to subscribe. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. I need you to I need you to share and convince other people to fucking to subscribe as well. I'm still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. I'm getting there, so I'm gonna keep on doing this even after. I'm just gonna keep doing this because I like fucking doing it. Anyways, I do appreciate all my listeners out there, and I came back a few days ago from a hiatus, And it's like, my loyal listeners out there were just waiting for me to drop something new. So when I did, I was like, hey, you're back, you're back, you're back. Yeah, damn it, I'm back. So, and by the way, BJ Duncan, another shout out to BJ Duncan. He did say, hey, man, do Morris Day. So this is what I wanted to do on Morris Day. And I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, give me some requests, y'all. BJ also asked me to do some Stevie Wonder. So I'm going to do Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye. Now, I do have one Marvin Gaye video out there, so make sure y'all check that out on Hear My Dear. But I'll do more Morris Day. I'm sorry, more Marvin Gaye. Morris Day, Marvin Gaye. Hey, it rhymes. And also a deep dive into Stevie Wonder is coming as well. And also, I will continue my deep dive series with Prince as well on some of Prince's songs that really touch me in a different way. I'll do the deep dive on that as well. Now, I did not turn off my phone, so the alarm went off. So, but hey, this is live. I don't give a fuck. So, all right, hit me up, comment below, and let me know what you think. Cause damn it, you just heard what Lonzo thinks. Bye.